You see, I feel like a man and a woman, we complement each other. I feel like a man complements a woman. He's essential to a woman is essential to a man. Like, we take away the society of today. We take away all these buildings, social media, technology, and we just go back a million years or however many years it was when we were living in the jungle or living amongst just, not having buildings, not having cars, barely even knowing how to instruct a horse how to sit or how to go, barely even knowing how to instruct a camel how to carry you across the desert, barely even knowing how to create fire. I'm talking about civilization before all of this, when it was just a man and a woman trying to figure things out, right? Like the process of him creating the fire and her seeing her man come back and hunt with the food. And he kills the food, he skins it, he cooks it, and now he's providing meat to the family, you feel me? Not off of going to work, waiting for a paycheck. I'm talking about going out in the jungle where there's a possibility he doesn't come back. See, you have third world countries, you have jungles in certain areas. Like, I think I was watching a documentary the other day on, I think it was like a jungle down in South Thailand, right? Where these people go out and they hunt monkeys, right? They hunt, they hunt the monkeys, they hunt porcupines. And it just shows how they utilize poison to do this, right? So they don't really have to interact with it, get too physical with it. But it's just the stealth and the technique that they have, how they could just step outside and they don't know what they're going to get that day. On the documentary, it says they didn't know what they will receive that day to eat, but they'll just go outside and read the jungle. They'll see if they see porcupine prints, or they'll see if they see leaves on the floor that have been bitten. And it, by telling and depending on how the leaf was bit or the bite marks on the leaf, they'll know if that's a monkey. They'll know if it was a different type of animal. And it's just all this information that they have where they could just go out there and survive in the jungle. Where today we can't go out and survive like that because we don't have no type of information. So I say all this to say, when a man does this for a woman, right, and she sees this type of stuff, like this is as normal, this is like as natural as human nature could be with a man and a woman. Well, she's waiting in the village with these two kids, and if he doesn't come back with no food, they're not going to eat. The loyalty she will have towards that man will be on a whole different level. It's the same thing with the man, the loyalty he has towards his woman. So what are you saying? See, are you saying that because we're not in those type of times, that's why there's so much infidelity, that's why there's so much lying, that's why there's so much manipulation? Is that why there's so much hiding the smallest things, the things you could be honest about? A lot of us men, we hide that we desire more than one woman to a woman based off of not wanting to get her upset. We'll hide the fact that we like more than just one type of woman, that a woman could be attractive to us based on her voice, her looks. It could be her personality. A woman could be attractive to us based on her physique. Some women could be attractive to you based off their physique, but once they open their mouth, you lose them. It's just like a man. Once he opens his mouth in the conversation, you could lose attraction toward him as a woman. A woman could be talking to a man and she likes him. She's feeling his vibe. He got a nice car. He got nice rings. He don't even got matter of fact, he don't even have to have nice things. He can have nice cars, nice rings, but he don't even have to have nice things. She just likes him for him. He doesn't even have a haircut. He doesn't have cologne on. He's coming home. She's seen him at the bus stop, but she just thinks he's handsome. She's attracted to him because he's willing to work. He's sweating. Like, he's patient. He's out there listening. He got his little headphones in. He's in his own world. She just found attraction in that. You get what I'm saying? People find attraction in different things. So with that attraction comes the interaction. You understand what I'm saying? Because the attraction is also persuasion for the conversation. So now, being that this happens like this and the conversation starts, he could say one thing that throws her off. It could be the simplest thing, like, oh, so you got a girl? And he's like, nah, I ain't got no girl. And just the way he answered that question, she like, he might be lying. Or maybe he didn't brush his teeth. Maybe he doesn't have proper hygiene where, the aroma of his sweat didn't turn her on. He smelled kind of musky, but it's like, she's still trying to work with it. Or it could be the other way around with a man. He could approach a beautiful woman. And just because she doesn't articulate herself in the manner of a mature adult, she speaks like a child. She speaks more like a teenager. And it's obvious that she's over 21 years old. She's over 30-something years old, but she's articulating herself like a child. Somebody that has to use profanity within every 5 words. It throws him off. Vice versa with a woman. It could be anything. He walk up on her and she just has a certain odor to her. He walks up on her and realizes that she didn't wash her face this morning. It could be anything. It could just be he walks up on her and realizes that she doesn't really look how he assumes she looked from farther away. It could be the same with the woman. She thinks he pulls up on her in the Benz. Yeah, check this out. He pulls up on her in the big boy Benz, 2023. Or the big boy Ferrari, and she come to find out that's not even his, that's his homeboy's, you feel me? Or he works valet, he just took the shirt off, because, when he get in the car, take the shirt off and do his little thing and pull up, it's all type of different ways people manipulate things. So I say all of this to say this. On both ends, men and women, we do things that cause issues for breakups and problems and issues where we fall out with each other, right? But what is it worth staying with each other? What is it worth keeping it not in public? What is it worth keeping it in privacy? What is it worth? You understand? Like, is it worth the viral moment of going live or causing damage and, let's say, popping up to the person's house, or let's just say popping up to the person's job, or let's just say embarrassing the person, causing some type of embarrassment? Is it worth that? Or is it worth when you know that you can get out your feelings and you're not going to be upset anymore, especially when those bills start rolling around, or especially when you need that inspiration, or especially when you need that emotional support or that comfort, or you need that same thing, that camaraderie that was created when you guys come amongst each other, that love. You might have a child together. You may have, like, a business together. Anything you may have together, just a bond, that friendship. When you get out your feelings and you're no longer upset, you get to missing this person. Is it worth that? Because even with the Young Blue situation, these young ladies don't realize they realize it, but I won't even want to say it's selfish, because men, we know us men have our selfish ways too, and I'm going to get into that next. But the selfish way of a woman would be where a woman would feel like, okay, I know I'm beautiful and there's a million more beautiful girls, but I met this man, this is what he was into. He was meeting different women, and yeah, he proposed to me, but I know he's a rapper, he's an entertainer, he's a comedian, he's a football player, athlete. He's a man that generates more than the average man. You understand? He's a man that generates attention more than the average man. He's a man that generates, the attention of women, especially more than the average man. So I know what I'm dealing with. There's a great possibility that he's gonna have intercourse with other women. It's a great possibility he's gonna have other women are gonna have access to him sexually like I do. But this is what I have to sacrifice for the lifestyle that comes with this, right? And I'm not saying a woman should do that. A man should if he takes an oath to God. See, because you're taking an oath to God. We're forgetting this. We're taking an oath to God. We have ungodly intentions. We want to get married for, just say that's mine forever, because you babe, because I got this type of lifestyle. You got money, you could provide a certain type of lifestyle. Or even men, like, she could provide just a certain type of sex to you. She got a certain look to her. So you want to marry her and lock her down for you, but you're not the only one that feel like that about this woman. And especially if that's the foundation of your reasoning. If that's the foundation of your reasoning why you want to be with this woman based off of how she look, and like, that's not no reason to be with nobody. You understand? That may be a reason to interact, get to know her, flirt with her, talk to her, learn more about her, see if you could possibly build something, but you have to get to know this individual. The most beautiful women have the most things going on mentally, I would say. Majority of them, because, they're beautiful and they've been dealing with this since the youth. You have a lot of perversion in the world, so it's like you never know what a woman's been through, or a young man. But the thing is this, just because someone's beautiful doesn't mean the inside is, And the thing with men, and that'll be a selfish thing that a woman would think, like, okay, I want you only for me. But I know you're living this lifestyle. I'm just saying, like, as far as he's living this type of lifestyle, not the average woman. I'm saying the woman that's with an entertainer. It's selfish for you to think that this man is honestly just gonna be with you, and it's selfish for a man to live that type of way and expect her not to be with nobody else. Like, I mean, how you gonna get, like, you live in this type of way? Of course, we understand that's gonna hurt that you got your woman out here. It just hurt a man. Something that as a man, we just want to be able to, And it's like, because it's naturally in us to have more than one woman. We don't have a period. We don't have a period of 9 months where we can't have no type of intercourse. You can't have intercourse when you're pregnant as a woman, but we don't have a period of 9 months where we can't really maneuver how we would naturally maneuver. You understand? We have over 200 something million sperm cells. It only takes like 33 men to repopulate the earth. You understand? That's all it's going to take. A woman could get pregnant for one time and probably have twins. If that's a 1 out of 9, what's the chance of you having twins? You know, in 1 year you can have a child, but let's say we want to repopulate the earth. Let's say there's a situation where, let's say Hawaii, for instance, let's say it was devastated. Let's say that was a worldwide situation where we had to repopulate this earth. You only need 33 men. One sperm cell for each person. Like, you could, like, come on. One man can get 100 million women pregnant at one time, literally, with one sperm cell. This is real. This is what really could happen. So it's naturally in a man to want more than one woman and desire that naturally. This is like biological. You understand? It's like deep in, it's like in genetics. You understand? As a human being, this is what we're here to do. But, you know, Western beliefs, you know, Western society, you know, how they project this idea of marriage. And then, of course, you know, if you look at it from a God term, or a perspective of God or religion, it's a good thing to be married. You know, like, it's a great thing, they say, to be married and have a woman for yours. But are you marrying her for the right reason? What are the reasons you're getting married? Are you getting married for the reason that God placed out there for marriage? Are you getting married for, you know, like, worldly reasons? Are you getting married because, you know, it'll make you feel good, or just to say I got a ring, or just to say I got married, I had a big wedding? Like, what are you going to do when things get bad? Like, when you get married, what's going to happen when things get rough? What's going to happen when things are not going the way you plan for them to go? What's going to happen when he falls into his flesh as a man naturally and desires more than one woman to be with? Like this Young Blue situation we talking about. Who else? Who else going through this set on with Lil Baby? Like, come on, man. And of course, these men got multiple women, but it hurts when it's somebody special to you. You understand? It just does. It's just a thing us men have, and that's a selfish desire. You could say on the outside looking in, and on the outside looking in, a man could say a woman is selfish too. But who's to tell a woman she's wrong for being with the most popular man in the world and expecting him just to want to be with her? When there's so many other different options, there's so many different. The only thing that make him want to be with her is his bond and his choice to, okay, I got this loyalty towards her. Like, you know, as far as this is the mother of my child, and this is what I gave my word to do, and this is the only one that I only do desire. That's the only way a man can just be with one woman, if he only desires that one woman. But if it's natural, like, even a woman could say, I love you, this and that, and you're the only one I want to be with, but let her get upset. You'll see she's not only attracted to you. So I say all this to say this, right? If in the beginning everybody was just, if in the beginning of you guys meeting each other, in the beginning of you guys having sex, let's say, because before the end, it comes to an end before you guys even break up. When you guys start arguing and this and that, and, you know, and now you want to go on Instagram and say this, and then the thing is this, right? A lot of times, a lot of y'all be stressing about an individual that ain't even thinking about y'all. You feel me? A lot of y'all women will be stressing about a woman that's not even thinking about y'all. A lot of y'all men will be thinking about a man that's not even thinking about your woman. You understand? So it's like, if in the beginning of y'all meeting each other, y'all just really was honest when you told her, well, she said, I want to get married one day. You tell her, well, I understand you want to get married, but I want to have multiple women. Like, I like you and I care about you. I love you. And me being with another woman doesn't take away from me loving you at all. I'm just being honest with you. At times I might just honestly get tired of the same thing. I might want something different. I might want to switch it up. I might want to try something different. I might just get tired of the same little positions we doing, the same little moves. You know, I'm getting used to the HEAD. You feel me? And you might be getting used to the motion of my ocean. You feel me? Might be getting tired of that too. So if you want to switch, but see, for you to say that as a man, are you willing to say that also? If you willing to tell a woman, well, listen, I want to have more than one, how you going to break it down, and how you going to come back when she say, well, what if I want to have another man? Is that the woman for you? You see? Because that could always be an open option also for her. But what a man is seeking, what every man desires, is the woman that will say, well, I understand, And if that's what you want, I understand that, and I only do desire you still. And it may be like, dang, as a woman, you're like, yo, that's crazy. How it's not crazy. There are women that actually do want the man to be happy. It's a woman that only do want that man to be entering them. You understand? They're not thinking about tick for tat. They're not thinking about it's about I want this man happy, and I understand why there's 7 days out of the week why I can't even please this man sexually, and orally may not be what he just desires. Well, he can't just wait 7 days. Well, honestly, I don't think he can, baby. That's why he's telling you this. See, that's why the honesty is important up front. But you know, it's C thoughts. I'm gonna drop some more. I'm going crazy today. I appreciate y'all. We'll speak about it some more. C thoughts.